So a little birdie told me that kids ask lots of questions. So I thought I'd get a book and answer some of those questions. There is a lot of questions that kids ask that sometimes not even we know how to answer. So let me start with this one, my personal favourite. How do you let the cat out of the bag? Oh, there we go. Okay. If you've ever ruined someone's plans by telling a secret, then you've let the cat out of the bag. In England, long ago, farmers carried their pigs to the market in a bag slung over their shoulders. Sometimes people would try to sell a cat this way, pretending it was a pig. When a customer demanded to see what it was in the bag before buying it, out popped the cat. And the secret, needless to say, the trickster plan was ruined. I never knew that. What information comes straight from the horse's mouth? Here we go. Have you ever been told that something is straight from the horse's mouth? But horses can't talk. This is a horse racing expression. We use it when we describe information we have received from the person it concerns. That way we know it's true. People can tell a horse's age by looking at its lower teeth. Sometimes a horse's owner would tell a prospective buyer that a horse was younger than it really was. A sharp buyer would study the horse's teeth and know that right away if the owner was lying. Now that's getting your information straight from the horse's mouth. How about that? How do you get a bee in your bonnet? Don't panic. If someone tells you there's a bee in your bonnet, it doesn't mean a real bee is in your hat waiting to sting you. This is an old saying which means you have fixed an idea in your mind, you have a fixed idea in your mind, or you are obsessed by something. This expression probably comes from what some people saw as seemingly aimless buzzing of bees in the hive. Oh, got a bee in that hat. I think I like this book myself, actually. It's answering lots of questions that I have. Do you have holes in your head? Sometimes when you see people acting strangely, you may wonder, are they crazy? Or do they have holes in their head? What you really mean is there common sense escaping through the holes in their head? Probably. Are there holes in your head? Of course, everyone has holes. Count how many you have. If you, like most of us, you'll find 7. 2 ears, 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, and 1 mouth. Those holes are your body's doors and windows to the outside world. It's through these holes that you find out about the world and get things from your world into your body. You're hearing sounds through your ears, you're seeing through your eyes, you smell through your nostrils, and you taste through your mouth. All your food and air comes through these last 3 holes as well. Maybe next time you see people acting foolishly, you should ask, do they have extra holes in their head? Who was the real McCoy? Oh, this is a good question. If you've got the real McCoy, you've got the real thing, not fake. Expression began in the 1890s when a prize fighter named Kid McCoy travelled from the town to town winning boxing matches. Kid McCoy became so well known that other boxers would claim to be him to attract a larger crowd to their match and make more money. The story goes that one day a man who had several of these fake McCoys loose bragged that he wasn't afraid of any McCoy. Unfortunately for him, the real prize-winning boxer was in the room. Then the kid knocked him to the floor, whereupon the man was heard to add, except the real McCoy. Well, that's a funny story. What is an acronym? Well, this is a bit of English. The word radar is an acronym made from radio detection and ranging. An acronym is a word formed from the first letters of other words. Let's try some more. Light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation gives us the acronym laser. Have you ever wondered where the word scuba comes from? It's an acronym formed by the first letters of the words self-contained underwear breathing apparatus. And here's a fact. Did you know the longest palindrome is supposedly over 65,000 words? What is an ideogram? Not what I thought it was. You are able to read this book because you have learned 26 symbols called letters, which represent the sounds that make up our language. Placed in the right order, these sounds and symbols produce written words. But not everyone uses an alphabet based on sound. The Chinese have a writing system composed of characters called ideograms. In many ways, an ideogram is like a drawing of each of the thing it represents. Each ideogram represents a whole idea, not just one sound. You probably used already ideograms yourself without knowing it. It's an arithmetic. The signs plus and minus tell us to either add or subtract numbers. I am getting smarter right now. And my last one for this video. Does an apple a day keep the doctor away? The age-old question. That's a popular saying or proverb, and like a lot of folk wisdom, it has a certain amount of truth to it. Eating the proper foods is one of the best things you can do to keep yourself healthy, and apples sure are good for you. They contain vitamins C and A and the mineral potassium. Pectin is also in apples, and it helps you digest your food. Finally, apples are full of fibre, which helps the digestion. But with simply eating an apple each day without doing other important things to keep yourself healthy isn't going to keep the doctor away. Did you know people have been eating apples for 2.5 million years? It's a lot of years. That's a lot of apple.